Have you ever stopped to think about how huge life-altering transformations actually happen? It's almost never this one big dramatic event, right? The truth is, the most incredible results, they usually come from tiny, tiny changes. Changes so small you'd barely even notice them. And that's exactly what we're diving into today.
So why are these tiny habits the real secret sauce for personal growth? Well, it all boils down to this powerful idea from author James Clear, the 1% advantage.
For the author, James Clear, this isn't some abstract theory. Not at all. It's a lesson he learned the hard way, from a moment of total crisis that pretty much forced him to rebuild his entire life from scratch.
Clear's journey from a hospital bed all the way to becoming a top college athlete, it wasn't a miracle. It was this slow, gradual climb, built on one small win and one tiny breakthrough at a time. I mean, when you're starting from absolute zero, the only way forward is one small step after another. And when you look at the math behind this, it is absolutely staggering. Seriously, if you get just 1% better each day, by the end of the year, you're not just a little better, you're nearly 38 times better. But, and this is the scary part, the opposite is also true. Getting just 1% worse every day, it practically grinds you down to zero. That's the raw power of compounding, you know? Good habits make time your best friend, but bad habits, they make time your worst enemy. This quote just captures the idea so perfectly. A tiny, almost unnoticeable change in your daily routine might feel like nothing in the moment. But over months and over years, that tiny shift in your path guides your life to a completely different place. The choices you make today are literally building the person you'll be tomorrow.
Okay, so we've established that small habits are incredibly powerful. But how do you actually get them to stick? Well, this brings us to what I think is Clear's most profound insight. True, lasting change isn't about what you do, it's about who you are.
Clear breaks down change into these three layers. You've got outcomes, which is what you get, process, which is what you do, and identity, which is what you believe. Now here's the mistake pretty much all of us make. We start from the outside and work our way in, focusing only on the result we want.
The real key is to flip that completely. Start from the inside and work out. So an outcome-based goal is, I want to run a marathon. Fine, but what happens after you cross that finish line? Poof, the motivation is gone. The identity-based goal is, I want to become a runner. See the difference? That's not a finish line. That's just who you are now. This little switch in framing is, well, it's everything. When you focus on becoming a reader, reading a book is just what you do. It's a natural byproduct. You're not trying to change anymore. You're just acting in alignment with the person you already believe you are. Real behavior change is identity change.
Okay, so if the goal is to build a brand new identity, what's the game plan? How do we actually do it? Well, Clear gives us this incredibly simple but powerful framework he calls the 4 laws of behavior change. Think of it like the user manual for your own habits.
And here they are. To build a good habit, you need to make the cue obvious, the craving attractive, the action easy, and the reward satisfying. And what about breaking a bad habit? You just flip them. Make it invisible, unattractive, difficult, and unsatisfying. It's so elegant, right? Let's just zoom in on one of the most powerful rules from this entire framework.
This little gem comes from the third law, make it easy. It's called the 2-minute rule, and it is specifically designed to bust through that initial resistance, that feeling of, I don't wanna. The idea is just so simple. Make your new habit so ridiculously easy to start that it's harder to say no than it is to just do it.
So, what does this look like in practice? Let's take that huge goal again, run a marathon. Instead of that, your new 2-minute habit is just put on my running shoes. That's it. That's the whole habit. Anyone can do that. This becomes what he calls a gateway habit. The point isn't to get in shape in 2 minutes. The point is to master the habit of showing up. You have to standardize before you can optimize. All right, and this is where it all comes full circle. How do you actually build that new identity, brick by brick? Simple. You prove it to yourself, one tiny win at a time. I want you to think about it like this. Every single action you take is a vote for the kind of person you want to be. So every time you put on your running shoes, you cast a vote that says, I'm a runner. Every time you write just one page, that's a vote for I'm a writer. A single action isn't going to change your entire belief system, but as those votes pile up, so does the evidence of your new identity.
And you know what the best part is? You don't have to be perfect. You're going to miss a day. You'll cast a few votes for your old habits. That's totally okay. Your goal isn't to win by a landslide every single day, it's just to win the majority. It's about letting the good habits win out most of the time.
So in the end, this isn't really about life hacks or productivity tricks. It's about identity. It's about understanding that every small choice you make is a vote that shapes who you are becoming. The question then is actually pretty simple. What kind of person are you going to vote to be today?